Yeah, Thea, once again, was another situation where I was put on tape in Chicago, and the tape was sent out to Los Angeles, and they flew me out, once again. I just went through the whole audition process with dealing with the producers and the directors of the show, and then, with network television, especially television shows, once the directors or the producers decide that they want to go with you and that they want to possibly cast you, they still have to get the approval of the actual network. So when I was brought out here to Los Angeles, there were maybe 4 other guys up the same role as well, and I had to go into network, and you kind of just do your thing and hope for the best. It all worked out, and I had the opportunity to of course work with Brandy, who is still a good friend of mine to this day. I got a chance to work with Dog, who was also great and very funny on the show. Jeffries, Clavant, like it was a lot of people I got to work with, even as far as the producers and director. Like we had guys working like Jay Sandridge, who did like the Cosby Show, and Bernie Kukoff and Andrew Suskind. Like these guys have been doing television shows like before I was born. So to be able to work with them and Castle Rock Entertainment and ABC again, it was great.
And then also too, around '94 when the first Lion King came out, you were tapped to be the singing voice of young Simba, while Jonathan Taylor Thomas of Home Improvement played young Simba in the movie.
That's about after I did the Jacksons miniseries, and John had heard about this kid who was playing Michael Jackson. Somehow got a chance to see like some of the dailies and some of the stuff that we had been doing, and the next thing I know, I got a call from business asking me to come in for like a general meeting, and I went in there, and to my surprise, like Tim Rice and Elton John were there, and they explained to me what it was that they were working on. This is before the Lion King became the Lion King, so when they were talking about it, I was like, oh, sounds really interesting. Like, it's a cartoon, but it sounds really interesting. Well, if they want me to sing these songs, let me just go in here and sing them real quick. And, if they like it, cool. And if they don't, then I guess I won't have the job. I wound up singing the songs, and they fell in love with them. And I had no idea how huge that project was going to be. Like, at the time, I just kind of looked at it, I was fortunate to be working, to, have a job. But when you do certain things, you don't know what the outcome is going to be until it actually, surfaces in the marketplace. So when it finally came out, I was just totally blown away by how it was received and how well that it did. And to this day, I have people that are fans of mine who maybe never even seen anything that I've done, but know my name because of that project. So that's just amazing. And I have a 7-year-old son named Jalen. He from time to time when he's looking at the Disney Channel and the Lion King will come on, and then my voice is coming on the television like when I was a kid, and he's singing along with me. It's really weird, but it's great, man. Like being a part of the Lion King is something that I think will always be probably one of the hugest moments in my life and career.
Now, you also did a made-for-TV movie for ABC called Summertime Switch with Ryder Strong from Boy Meets World. Tell me about that.
Summertime Switch came about, as people can already kind of get off this interview. I've had a long-standing relationship with ABC for quite some time, and that was also like a Disney movie of the week. So kind of when you're working with people like that, when you're working for Disney, when you're working for ABC, you build a reputation with these people, and then they eventually just start coming to you, hey, we got this great film, they're going to do like movie of the week, for kids or whatever. We want you and Ryder Strong to star in it. So, of course I was very happy to be a part of it, but we went down to Jacksonville, Florida, and shot that and had a ball. Like, it gave me a chance as an actor to really understand what it meant to be like #1 on the call sheet, like, because people really don't get it. Like, they'll sit up and they'll look at movies and they'll say, oh, well, that's easy, when they look at like a star like Denzel or somebody like that. Like, of course we all respect his talent, but some people that don't know anything about business, they'll be like, oh man, movie stars got it made, like they get paid all these millions of dollars and all I gotta do is look good on camera. Well, part of that is true, but the other part is that it's a lot of hard work. These people are getting up like at 6 o'clock in the morning, working maybe like all the way till 10, 11 o'clock at night, sometimes 12. So spending huge chunks of time away from their families. And then, when you're the star of a film, you're like in every scene and in every shot. So pretty much like you really have no free time. It's just you being totally committed to that film. So being a part of Summertime Switch was like my first experience of really like being at the helm of a project and having to take responsibility and having to be totally committed, because I was working every day. Now, I wasn't working obscene hours because, you know, there's laws where you can't work minors past a certain amount of time. But the actual workload and memorizing of the lines and, you know, really committing and attaching yourself to the character, that's something that I had to do, and that was hard work.
And from Summertime Switch, you went and recorded an album called Love Ambition on Motown. Tell me about the making of that album and what led you to record it.